Major Slack Attack.
Well, yeah, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the Major Slack Attack, your first stop for titillating tactical gaming, and welcome back to my Dying Light real walkthrough. This video will cover the spare glasses, the spare glasses, have another one, Slack, yeah, the spare glasses side mission, and the Survivor's Guide to Zombieland side mission, or rather part one of the latter. All right, and I did a couple things off camera. One in particular was to empty out my inventory as much as possible. I forgot, yeah, we're also going to be covering the gunslinger mission later on, and we're going to be hitting up Dawood's pawn shop.
Rice's people are everywhere. I just saw some of them in the tunnel near the lake. Couldn't tell exactly what they were doing, but they looked pretty busy.
And yet another side mission. This starts off way to the north side of the map. We'll be doing that later. Yeah, when we get to the pawn shop, there's going to be a ton of stuff there. So you want to go there with a really empty inventory. And for now, I'm running really low on toxic lichen, one of the ingredients for the speed booster recipe. I use a lot of speed boosters. I showed you about the infinite toxic lichen run. I hope it's still in effect after patch 1.5. This is pre-patch 1.5. I haven't applied it yet, so I'm going to do it again. If you want to see what the infinite toxic lichen run is, watch episode 3. This is where you can collect as much toxic lichen you want or wish, just south of this safe zone, Dr. Zaire's safe zone. So I'm going to go on an infinite toxic lichen run. I'm going to skip ahead. And I collected toxic lichen for approximately 5 minutes, and this is how much I came up with. 82 toxic lichen. All right, yeah, a whole crap ton of toxic lichen. All right, so that should hold me for a while. Now let's do the spare glasses mission. Let's crank out some speed boosters right away. You're going to be using lots of those because we're not going to be fighting every step of the way. We'll just be running from one location to the other and then engaging in combat once we arrive at each particular location, unless duty calls, right? Okay, first stop, spare glasses is right to the northwest of our current position. Let's gobble down some Nestle's quick and run. Excuse me. Very sorry, I just gobbled down a cookie. Okay, so it's in this building here. We have to collect glasses and a gardening book, right? So you got to climb up to the 3rd floor of this building here, and you can enter it like that. This is for Khalik, I believe. Took this mission on in the previous video. Now the glasses are right in here, right underneath the painting in this satchel. Okay, search the satchel and you get yourself the glasses. Looking carefully around for other lootable containers. There's one there. Have a little nosh. And let's go down to the 1st floor where we can get the gardening book. Looting everywhere as we go. Keep restocking that supply of crafting parts. Always, there's nothing worse than having a weapon, having a blueprint, but not the right parts to put it all together. Okay, so the gardening book
bookcase, he said. Okay.
Is in the bookcase. Just go to the bookcase and look for this Seed to Feed book. Okay, that's the one. Grab it.
Seed to Feed, a couch potatoes guide to vegetable guide. That's the one.
Now, if you want to laugh, pick up a few of the other books.
Big Buck Bonanza. Nice. Do-it-yourself a horsehead mask fairy, 2013. The falafel diet. Simple tricks to get the chicks. Big Book of Death Metal. Okay. DVD player user manual.
Yeah. Alright, so that's it. That's that mission complete. All we have to do is just bring these items back to Khalik at the tower. Next, let's take on, or start up the Survivor's Guide to Zombieland. Here's where we have to collect some items for Neil Fallon, I think his name is called. So gobble down some Nestle's quick. If you want to go an extra 50 yards, I couldn't be bothered. That disaster relief chest that I also got in episode 3 will have respawned by now, assuming that you exited the game since then. So you can go there and get that, but I didn't bother. Okay, so we're go running down to the east here, look for the bridge. Go north along the bridge. Up the ramp here, down the stairs, and straight ahead. Slide through here.
Fallon, it's me. I'm near the cafe. Anything I should know?
There's the cafe right there.
Stay clear of the latte. They tend to burn the milk.
And what he should be telling you is that there's a bomber inside the cafe. Okay, that's much more important. Okay, so beware. You got to lockpick your way in. As soon as you open the door, typically a viral will rush you, followed by a bomber. And in my zeal to empty out my inventory, I left behind one very important item, and that is throwing stars. That would have made this a lot easier, so I highly recommend you bring some throwing stars, because when the bomber comes out, you just whip a throwing star at him and set him off. Instead, he comes at me, and this is, check this out, worst case scenario. A biter grabs me and starts gnawing while the bomber is right nearby. Absolute worst case scenario. The boom, he goes off, and I really took a hit there. And now because the bomber went off and that explosive barrel also went off, the game sends not one but 2 batches of virals at me, so it's total viral hell now. Check this out. And I was having a hard time getting a finishing move on them, the stomp move, because they just give me enough time. There you go, this is an example of how firecrackers do indeed work on virals, but not very long. They're not nearly as gullible as zombies. That was beautiful, but I couldn't really finish him off because he was right next to a red barrel, and I didn't want to get too adamant about stomping his face, worrying that he'd set off the barrel. Finally got a stomp there. I'm getting low on health here. Brutal grapple, run, stomp. Once again, great combo. Brutal grapple skill throws enemies down when you grapple them. There you go, so a hell of a fight there. And the bomber chased me all over the place. Here's yet another. Once again, he lands right beside the red barrel, so I didn't want to go and stomp him just in case he accidentally set out the barrel. So here we go. Took out the cricket bat and batter her up. Yeah. Sweet revenge, yeah. Ah! So, where were we? Internet cafe. Shut the door so you can look around in peace. Sometimes there's guys in here as well. This time there isn't. So the item we want is right below the Geek magazine on this table here, just up ahead. Right. Hang on, I'm going to show you where we have to fetch Fallon's satchel, okay? It's right there. See the Geek magazine? Look right below it.
Alright, I've got your satchel. Now where's the camera?
My God, you're incredible. It's in the trunk of a black car on the Infamy Bridge.
Oh, that's not what I was hoping you'd say.
Otherwise known as the Bridge of Hell. So named because there's 40 bazillion zombies there. I mean 40 bazillion. Count them. If you don't come up with 40 bazillion, okay, I lied. No, there's 40 bazillion. There's 40 bazillion zombies there. We're going there next video. That'll be the first time I visit that bridge. I won't have time to, like, you know, really take advantage of the bridge because, anyways, I'll explain later. We're going there for a specific reason. So next is the pawn shop, Dawood's pawn shop, for the gunslinger quest. Of course, everybody's waiting for me to come out. Yep, more virals. This is like viral spam. Dawood's pawn shop is right up this way. It's right there. Of course, we're gonna have to clear the area so we'll have time to open the door. And yet more virals. How many is this now? 7? 8? It's nuts, eh? The game does that sometimes. You know, you make a loud noise and it spawns 3 virals, but the game won't send them always right away. Sometimes it'll save them up. Then it'll say, okay, I owe you 3 loud noises. Here's 9 virals. Boom. Okay, so it's time to throw a little party for everyone. And time for a little shock therapy. Like, everybody, calm the fuck down. Alright? Yeah. Pardon my French. Alright, we got it down to a dull roar. I just want to draw those guys away from the electrical trap there so I can have time to throw the switch and draw them back into the trap. And those toxic guys, the guys that kind of like have these green fumes all around them, they will blow up if you ignite them or you shock them. So that's what's happening there, and that of course is another loud noise that will bring virals. So now I'm going, oh boy, here we go. And here they come. So now I'm thinking, okay, get inside the pawn shop as quickly as possible. Throw a firecracker after I wipe out this guy and see if I can sneak in. And that is it for this video. Yep, this is what I do. Thanks for watching. See you next video. 1, 2, 3.
Get some.